What's going on, guys? We got a beautiful day out here in a new park. Let me show you the shirt. Pachamama. Hey, Pachamama. Let me show you this park. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay, but it's not going to be for that long because honestly, I could not figure out what I wanted to talk about. So I brought one of my books and I also took some notes, a little bit about what we've been going over for a little bit. So I don't know. We'll figure something to talk about. I took some notes, as I just said, so I'll read some of them. And we're just going to try to use them to get close to the Father. I'll start in a few minutes. Just walking around this park a little bit. Yeah, I couldn't really figure out what to put, so that's why I didn't give you guys a notification as to when I was starting. I apologize for that, but we gonna wing it. I actually want to show some of the megalithic stones they got all around this place, man. Like, I don't know truly what this place was up here in Yonkers, but they do have these really big megalithic stones all over the place, and particularly in these parks. And I've noticed that they build their churches, schools, or they just turn it into parks with these stones. Shabbat Shalom, brother and fam nation. Hey, sister, thank you for stopping by. Want to go up to the stone real quick. That's another one that they're sitting on over there. But yeah. So today, first I'm going to share some notes that I made like a few hours before I started the stream. Probably going to add to it throughout the week or so, as time allows me to. But we're pretty much going to wrap up a lot of these concepts that we've been discussing and try to put it in one place and try to figure out how could we be one with the Father. Because that's what this is all about. This is what this journey is really all about. You know, no, it's not about getting land. It's not about any of that. Primarily, we're supposed to be trying to figure out how we can get close to the Father, how we can emulate him, emulate his son who walked on this earth. Because that's the only practical way we can emulate him, is to emulate his son's walk. Shabbat shalom, brother and family. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, this rock right here, bro, like, this whole thing is a big rock, literally. Like, what the heck? So let me get my notes out. One second. trying to open this. It's not really opening. Oh, okay, I see. The internet's bad. That's why I can't open it up. Okay, well, we'll try that a little bit later. But I got a backup that I wanted to share while we're getting that rolling. I shared a book with you guys a few weeks ago, and I was reading a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good book. You know, let me bring it out. And it was this book right here, The 4 Agreements. And this book is, a lot of these books, they kind of parrot the same teaching that are in the books of remembrance and other books as well. So I thought that they would be helpful, and I definitely do believe so. So the 4 agreements, as it states, the first one is be impeccable with your word. Now, this is going to go into some of the notes that I was going to share whenever the internet starts to work. But pretty much, we have to align ourselves, we have to align our actions with our words. And when we say we're going to do something, we need to do it. Why is that? Because that's literally how the Most High is. Anytime the Most High makes a promise, we expect him to follow up on that promise, don't we? Our whole journey is to try to emulate him and get close to him. So one thing we have to work on is being men and women of our word. When we say we're going to do something, we do it. And if someone questions us, we can't get all, offended. Like I've noticed that, some people get when you question them when they go back on their word. That's what we're supposed to do. So let's read the rest of what it said. Let's go. Speaking with integrity, say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. And does that not coincide with how the Most High works? He does not use his word, to shame other people. He just uses it to edify. That's what it says in the scriptures. When we speak, we're supposed to edify. We're not supposed to bring people down or anything like that. Everything that comes out of our mouth is supposed to be edification. And I don't know why this music keeps changing. All right. So that's the first agreement. Let's get into the other one. If you guys have anything to share, that would be great. Just so it's interaction. I'm not just having a monologue. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. And when you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And this is very powerful because most people will engage in this, especially in a place where we're in captivity. And that doesn't just mean underneath so-called Esau or the so-called white people or whatever. That can be captivity under your parents or your husband or in some cases your wife. It could be that sort of captivity. And when you're dealing with people like that who kind of believe their opinions to be the truth, this is how you have to view it to keep your sanity, man. You can't let their people's opinions sway how you feel. Listen, guys, if I were to allow people's opinions to sway how I felt, I would have stopped doing this channel long ago. People have told me, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. If I listened to them, would I still be here? No, especially because they're saying that because they don't know what I know. and they're jealous. And that's usually why other people will say mean things to you. It's because they're jealous. You know what I mean? So, whoa, am I zoomed in? Yeah, my bad. So yeah, you guys, or we can't really take what they have to say that seriously. And that's how the Most High acts as well. You know, he doesn't take what others have to say about him seriously. Even what we said when we thought at some point that maybe he didn't care about us, he wasn't looking out for us, or we thought of him as in a way that he wasn't. You know, so he has to do the same thing. He has to take everyone else's opinions. We're doing everything that he's doing on a small scale, and we cannot forget that, because it's very, very true. That is the truth. Everything that he does is what we do. Everything that we do is what he does on a small scale. So it is our responsibility to emulate him and be like him, right? That's how we become one with him. The next one, the third, is don't make assumptions. Now, it says this in the Book of Remembrance. Ancient grandmothers talks about assumptions and accusations. This one's very important. Yes, indeed. So yeah, when you make assumptions about people, you know, you're not being humble. You're not viewing things in a humble way. You know, you're not allowing them to be free. You know, even if someone does something that's really mean, you can't really make the assumption as to why they did it. You know, you can make the assumption that maybe they're being inconsiderate, but other than that, you don't really know what their purpose was. So don't put anything on people. When people do negative things, don't put anything more than what they actually did. Like, let's say someone cut you off. Okay, you could say that they're inconsiderate, but maybe they're rushing because they're late for work and they're going to get fired and they have a family to feed. You know? So why make the assumption that the person is A, B, and C? Right? I'm pretty sure if you knew that person's circumstances, you wouldn't react in a certain way. So it's best to just say, you know what, whatever, that happened, it happened. Let me move on with my day. It's better to do something like that. Because honestly, the Most High, he can make assumptions about you. He can see that you, as a younger person before you were in the truth, that you didn't care about him because you didn't ask what he wanted from you. You wanted to do what you wanted to do. If he made that assumption about you, then you wouldn't be here, would you? But he didn't make that assumption. Instead, he gave you a chance, right? This is true. So we should not make assumptions about other people. I'm looking for these megalithic stones that some of these big time houses are built on. I want to show you guys that. Jealousy and ignorant. Keep doing what you do. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's, you know, I've kind of gotten to the point where I realize that people, they just work out a projection and insecurity, you know, because all jealousy and ignorance, all that's an insecurity, right? Now, if it's truthful ignorance, that's not necessarily insecurity, but if it's boastful ignorance, it is. Like if you're ignorant and you're just like, yeah, I'm ignorant, like I don't really know anything, but this is my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just boastfully ignorant, like this is what it is and I don't care, like, yeah, insecurity, you know. And a lot of people work out of stuff like that. So I honestly feel more compassion for people like that at this point, because I kind of know better now. You know, I know better, and yeah, pretty much. So I kind of just let it go. The light ships are above you on your right. Talking about these? Whoa, what do you mean? I'm trying to look for them. What are you talking about? Let me know. It was a real nice day out here, man. It's so nice. It's like the nicest day of the year, in my opinion. It's like a good 80 degrees and it's not humid. It's good, man. I like it. 1 second, guys. All right, in fact, let me check if my notes are gonna work this time. Oh, my sister doesn't have Google Docs. Okay, that makes sense. So I gotta download that. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I have to download this real quick. Yo, my sister's phone's tripping, man. All right, hold on. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make this work. All right, are we still on? Okay, hopefully it works now. All right, let's read this last one. And again, guys, it's not gonna be a long stream. I'm just gonna pretty much read my notes and we're just gonna talk. So you guys can let me know if you have any comments or anything. But I'm also just gonna be walking around and showing you around some of the nicer part of Yonkers, because I've only showed you the hood so far. But it's the last one is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. This is some really good information. Some really good advice. Always try your best. Try your best according to your ability. If you have $1 to give that dollar. But don't feel bad. In fact, if you only had $1, then you can't feel bad and think, oh, I could have gave $100. But if you only had $1 and you did not have $1 and you didn't give $1, then you might think, oh, I should have gave $5. But you never had $5. And you don't know how much you had because you didn't try. So it's always best to try in every situation the most you can, or the best you can, so you never have regrets. That's great advice, man. Like, I didn't actually read that. I just picked up this book and I was just like, oh, like, this looks like it's a good book to share. So yeah, definitely, that's great advice. So now to the notes I had. So I was pretty much just pondering and thinking about some of the stuff that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. And I just thought about making a document regarding how do we elevate ourselves to the level of the Most High, or at least the level that we're supposed to be, so that we can leave this place. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really concerned with much else at this point. There's nothing really here that's worth anything, that's worth any value other than, you know, being around the Creator. Like, yes, getting your land is cool, you know, even getting revenge on your enemies, if that's your thing, that's fine too. But what really perks my interest is being at one with the Father. I actually really care about that more than anything else. And this is another one I was talking about. Like, this looks like a damn hand, bro. See, this is like a knuckle or something. Petrification, bro. This is like a hand. Like, it just died like that. I don't know. I'm just talking. So let's start, man. So one of my first, I don't know what you want to call it, but guidances or suggestions, your thoughts, words, and actions must be on one accord. Now, this is a conclusion that I came to because this is exactly how the Most High talks. When I was looking at how that dude, he called himself the seer, the person who uses the Urim for the books of remembrance, when he spoke to the Most High was very matter of fact, very direct, and he just always told the truth, right? He always wants you to tell the truth. He doesn't want you to hide anything from him. He wants you to tell yourself the truth. So when you are able to pretty much speak your mind, and I literally mean that, like what comes into your head comes out of your mouth, right? Like the water just flows in a full circle, like the thought comes in, you know, it resonates in your mind for like a second. That whole, like, whatever you want to call it, the whole process is just a flow. It's just good. It's just a vibe. When it's able to do that, then you have been able to, you might not want to, right? You might not want to say what's on your mind because what's on your mind is negative. And that's understandable. We're going to talk about that. As we become closer in our walk with the Most High, we lose the desire to dwell in this earth. It becomes harder and harder to find delight in such a wicked place. Indeed. But here's the thing. Even if this place was better, or even we are still going to experience death, things are going to fade, and nothing is truly like forever. It's not true happiness. Like, it's if there's a limit on happiness, then like is it really happiness? It's just gonna fade eventually. So the true happiness is always gonna come from being in the presence of the Father. Let me know and I'll repeat what I have to say. Let me restart this stream. I'm gonna restart it.